Welcome to Whiskey's a Journey. My name is Peter Fasciano, and today, this is my channel segment that I call Sip It or Skip It. If you're new here, I have all of my whiskeys randomized on my phone. I'm going to spin the wheel. Whatever it selects, I'm going to pull it off the shelf and do a quick review. If I like the bottle, and once I finish it, sip it until it's gone, I'm going to buy it again because I like it. But once I sip it and the bottle's gone and I don't like it, I'm going to skip it and move on to something else. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel and see what we're doing today. That seemed like it took a long time to do that time. So this is going to be sample number 17. Josh and Aaron over at Stuff and Whiskey put some samples together. We actually kind of swapped samples. I have a list of what he sent me. I briefly looked at it, and I think there's one sample in the whole bunch that I've had before. Everything else is completely new to me. So I have no idea what's going to be in this sample. It's basically going to be a double blind for me. So let me go ahead and grab it. I need to find it first, and then let's pour it. And then I'm going to try to give it my best guess as to what it is. And then I'll reveal what it is and let you know if I will sip on it, if I had the bottle, or if it's going to be a skip for me. I know that was a long little thing there, but a long little thing? I know that was a little bit of a long explanation. Let me go ahead and grab the sample. All right, he was kind enough to print on the label right here what it is. I haven't looked at it. So it looks, it looks a little bit like dehydrated urine. That's not the best descriptor, but let's go ahead and just leave that right there. Usually, before I smell anything, like really up close to my nose, I usually get some sort of aroma. And I don't really get anything just yet. So let's go ahead and get this thing on the nose and let you know what I'm getting. All right, this smells pretty good. I want to say there is a light fruit note. Getting my nose in there. I'm not getting a lot of ABV vapors. Slight amounts of vanilla and maybe a very, very slight pine note. So maybe a rye, maybe a high rye bourbon, but there is a fruit note. And then the fruit, like a lighter fruit, maybe along the lines of a lighter red apple, maybe a little bit of amounts of maple syrup. There is a sweetness, vanilla, maple syrup, slight amount of pine, and a touch of spice. I think I just went the entire gamut of all of the nosing notes that you could get. Hopefully I'm right at some point. But yeah, there is spice, a little bit of pine. I got some vanilla and some sort of light fruit. All right, let's get it on the palate, see what I think. All right, got a little bit of oak. That fruit note is coming through. My initial thought is this is 100 proof or less. If it's higher than 100, it's not drinking at its proof, because this does seem pretty subdued. There's a candy note in here, not like a chocolate candy note, but there is some sort of sugary candy note. Let's get a second sip in. Second sip, oak, spice. I do get some pine notes, like pine tree, pine needles. So again, I still think maybe a rye, maybe a high rye bourbon. The sugar that I'm getting is a candied sugar. Again, not a chocolate candy bar. I don't necessarily know if you were to eat runts and you have that sugar note from the runts or the nerds, I think that's what they're called. That just gives you a fruit sugar note. I wouldn't say artificial, just more of a candied sugar fruit note, if that makes any sense. Again, the proof, not very high. I'm liking it so far. A little bit of oak tannin now. On the back, it's turning a little bit bitter. Slight amount of pear. There is a pear note there at the very back end, at the very back of the palate. There's pear. All right, let's go ahead and get one more sip in. I'm gonna try to concentrate on anything else maybe I can pull out other than a pear note for that sugary sweetness. Concentrate on the finish, concentrate on the proof, and then give you my final guess, and we'll find out what we're drinking. Now I'm kind of leaning a little bit more towards the pine dill. That pear sugar, spice. So pear sugar, a little bit of pepper spice. I'm sticking to my guns with the 100 proof or less. I would say medium finish. That pear note is lingering around. That pine note is lingering around. And there is an oakiness in here. And maybe that's the barrel char. I would say this is good. I don't necessarily think that I've had anything quite like this, at least in my collection. So this is a little bit challenging. So let's go 100 proof or less. I'm going to go with a rye, and the most standout notes are pine, pear, and a little bit of oak. I would say that this is in between good and just okay. I don't think I would necessarily reach for this all that much. If this does end up being a rye, it just solidifies the fact that I'm not the biggest rye fan. And there is a lingering note here that's a little bit difficult to describe. And I would say that it is like a resinous kind of feeling that I'm getting. It is pretty mouth coating. So I would say just okay. All right, so let's go ahead and find out what this is. And my personal opinion right now, as far as a sip or a skip, I would say that I think this would be a skip. I don't think if I had a bottle of this and I finished it, I would run out and replace it. I think there are other things that I like a little bit more. So fruity sweetness, pear, pine, a little bit of a resinous, oaky aftertaste. All right, you already know what this is because it's already on the thumbnail. So let's go ahead and figure this out. Probably 10 years of age or older. That's my guess. All right, we have, holy cow, this is 124 proof. That does not drink 124. That is crazy. So this is a Riverset Rye, Tennessee straight rye whiskey, barrels and brews, single barrel pick, 5 years of age, 124 proof. This is the easiest drinking 124 proof whiskey I have ever had. That is insane. So nice job on the pick. That is absolutely amazing. So I got the proof wrong. I got the rye correct, and I did not get the year correct. So I will have to do a little bit of research on this as far as the price of the bottle or if you can even get it again. So once again, Josh and Aaron over at Stuff and Whiskey, if you don't know who they are and you're subscribed to me, I don't know why you would not be subscribed to them. If you are not, go over there right now and subscribe to them. Let them know that I sent you. Let them know that I said thank you. Or Josh, if you're watching this, Aaron, if you're watching this, thank you very much for the sample. This is definitely something that is very unique. I haven't had a rye that tastes like this before. So it's good. Unfortunately, again, not the biggest rye person, so this would be a skip for me. Hope that's not offending, but that's just kind of where I'm at. So with all that being said, wherever you're at in your journey, I hope you are enjoying it, because it's, again, times like this that this whiskey community makes me happy and it makes me enjoy what we're doing. So like, subscribe, share, do all those things that YouTubers ask you to do. And until the next time, we'll talk to you later. Bye.